There's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Hour, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Hey, this is Wes Cage, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Hey, everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a huge privilege to welcome solo rock artist Wes Cage, and he has unleashed his new single entitled The Wolf via Pavement Entertainment, and this song was co-written with Keith Wallen from Breaking Benjamin. And this is a very cool interview. I'm glad I got Wes on here, honestly, folks. So, Wes, welcome to the podcast. How you doing, my man?
Very well, thanks. And you?
Doing great. It's almost turkey time, and doctors gave me the green light to get my little fat belly full now, and that's what I'm going to do. Don't turn me loose. Your new single, The Wolf, is totally different than what you've done before in your musical career. You're going away from the black metal band Eyes of Noctum, and you're doing more radio friendly now with this song. Why the change, and was it just something that you needed to do, like a fresher breath of air?
Well, 8 years ago, I made the change and released an album called Prehistoric Technology that featured a new sound that was more of a commercial metal sound, and then this is the evolution of that. I mean, we're still gonna have some songs that'll like Prehistoric Technology from the first Wes Cage record, but this clean rock, kind of crystal clear, smooth sound is definitely the most I would say radio friendly I've ever gone. And I thought it was time for me to connect with everyone on a larger scale. I noticed that even though what I listen to at home, or even what I make on the side for my own therapeutic benefits, was black metal still, but I know that many people don't understand it, and I wanted to make something that the entire world and the black metal community could connect with.
Is this song, The Wolf, a former version of yourself, and how important was it to create this song for you?
I do believe that the Wes Cage track, the whole Wolf, that song that we have is autobiographical in some ways, because it is I think that we have a higher and lower self in all of us, but that was particularly about my kind of shadow self, or lowest self, which I had to depart from completely and connect with my higher self. Like, I believe all of us, everyone has a force within them that is capable of pretty much changing the entire world for the better. And then there's another force in that same person that can tell them that they shouldn't even move a muscle because they're a loser, and no matter what they do, nothing matters. And that voice is the most heinous and sick and very deceiving. And there's a lot of people who lose their life to that critic.
You are so right, man. And for so many people who listen to that, don't. You are a great person. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I mean, you're going to succeed no matter what you do. But for yourself, Weston, I mean, how good is it to see that come to life, and to get rid of that, and to just say, take a deep breath and be like, this is me. This is what I'm going to do from now on.
Yeah, it's very important to listen to the more realistic voice. I mean, of course, the criticism that's negative, that's beneficial for us to know, or positive, is always good, but not that negative critic that's going to try to destroy us. And it even matters for everyone that loves us that we don't give into that.
Yeah, That's for sure. This music video for The Wolf was produced by Glitter and Gold Media and filmed at Le Grand Restaurant in Los Angeles, California. How was working with those folks, and did they get exactly what you were looking for?
They really did. I think it was excellent working with them. They found Le Grand, which has a wonderful ambiance, and it's a very unique environment. The way it's designed in there, and kind of the darker colors there really allowed for the aesthetics and theatrics of the video to stand out. And yeah, I mean, I think this video is like a great first start, and I look forward to doing the next ones. I'm already trying to assemble what tracks I think are best for the next projects.
Now, everybody should know this guy because he's with Breaking Benjamin. If you don't, you're living in a rock somewhere. But Keith Wallen from Breaking Benjamin, of course, co-wrote The Wolf, and Keith has previously written songs for Saint Sonia, Love and Death, Pillar, Red, Icon for Hire, Fuel, Dorothy, and We Came as Romans, and plus Saving Abel, among others. How was working with Keith, and how much did you learn from him working on this song?
Well, I just learned how amazing it is to collaborate with someone that is, connected with the same concept as you, and so creative and imaginative. That was really a remarkable session. My manager Blasco set up a series of writing sessions, and the one that Keith and I did just spoke volumes, and they were all great sessions, but something about, I think, the concept that we both decided to pull from really needed to become a music video.
Working with Keith, did he get something out of you possibly that somebody else might not have gotten?
Maybe, yeah, I think so. There's probably something there that it'll unfold a little bit more as time goes on for me to see. But I think that I really got to focus on, I think because I wasn't doing the track all myself, I got to focus a little bit more on lyrics and stuff like that at some points too.
How's the feedback been on this release of the new single, The Wolf? Have you seen, the black metal community coming over and listen to it and give you some good props, or what have you been seeing that's fueled your fire even more for this?
I've been seeing a lot of positive responses, and then actually a lot of black metal musicians or fans have also been really enjoying it as well, which made me very happy, because I know that when Eyes of Noctum, my old black metal band, when we disbanded, which was officially 2010 is when we disbanded. I think 2012 is when the world found out about that. A lot of people were just, speechless with anger that I had left that project. And it's also weird because I left that project right after making a record that was never released. So these people are extra confused and angry because Eyes of Noctum disbanded, but also a lot of them know that there is a second Eyes of Noctum record that isn't even out. So,
will it see the light of day, you think, or no?
I'm not sure. I wonder about that, because it really is we tried to just make pretty much the most grim record possible, and we succeeded in that. But that's probably one of the reasons why the band broke up. It was so grim that I think all of us wound up breaking up as a band.
You could take it too far, and everybody's like, I don't want to do this no more. We're done. But I'm going to say this right now. When you can go from black metal to radio-friendly music, to me, that shows how much of a musician that you are, that you can actually do the change. And that's not easy. That is not easy at all. So kudos to you on that. And to see everybody from black metal to just anybody and everybody liking this song, dude, you've got something special. So you've done your job.
Thank you. I appreciate you immensely. Thank you for that.
What's the growth musically, though, you've seen from yourself working on this song compared to your work in the black metal band, if anything, man? What have you seen that's came out of you that was just hidden or just got stronger possibly?
Well, I've noticed that my composition and just songwriting abilities have been really evolving more, and that I know when a song is ready a little sooner now. They're and I also try to keep a little more current now, knowing what's best to do next.
Are we going to see more songs like this and maybe an EP or a full length down the road in the near future? Because, I mean, you did this one great. Why not continue with this?
Thank you so much. I definitely think so. We're gonna keep going with this, and there'll be some more tracks that are with different scales and styles that I like to write in, but all of it will be something that the masses can enjoy.
Do you have any in a tank right now that you can talk about just a little bit that's sitting there to be worked on, or no? Or
Yeah, I finally prayed enough times to where the universe united me with my true soulmate and love of my life, and I've been writing quite a few songs about her. And there's one track in particular that has an awesome kind of Southern European, Mediterranean sound to it that's really powerful, and it's definitely like redolent of the Greek, Italian, and Albanian musical, like folk songs and stuff, but it would be in the same style too.
since you're a solo artist now, is a track listing placement important for your album and EP releases going forward at this time?
Definitely, it's important. I think there's an art to even choosing what track comes first and second, and that's a huge art form for me.
And you've probably done this the same as I did. I solely bought albums on the cover art.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The art is very important. It's also important to find something that you're going to love 10 years down the line too. Something that's why I like to go with things that are meaningful, but in many ways that they're meaningful, very almost not vague, but something that can mean so many things that you'll always love it, as opposed to an album cover that's so specific that you kind of grow out of liking that concept.
If you look back for the forefathers of metal, you look at a Black Sabbath album cover, you're like, whoa, I got to pick this up. Even Led Zeppelin, if you see their album covers, you have, in my opinion, if you love music, you have to pick that album up. You've got to take it and listen to it, because it's going to take you on a journey, man. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. How important is music in your life, and especially bonding with your dad, Nicholas, over music, man? Because that's been a big key for you.
That's very important to me. It's definitely the other half of my artistry. And my father and I have always done little rituals where he'll play a track that he wants to show me, and then I'll show him a track, and then we'll repeat that, all night and do listening parties.
Could you ever see yourself doing a sort of heavier version of the black metal stuff, possibly with your albums? Could you get, are you want to do anything like that, or you just want to stay just the tone of your music right now?
Well, for Wes Cage, there'll be some tracks that are like The Wolf that are a little heavier, but they'll still be the same region of musicality and stuff like that, and same style. I did just recently compose a track for a film called Crescent City, and they had asked that they had a black and death metal track, so it was fun to make that for them. And I still am working on stuff that's had before, films that I do soundtrack for, or even potentially side project stuff. But the Wes Cage sound will definitely, there will be songs that will be heavier, but it won't go back to the black metal style. Or the first Wes Cage album has one track on there that's extraordinarily heavy for commercial metal, but I think a lot of people like that track, but I never went heavier than that.
A lot of folks, when they come from their background or what they're typically known for, and they're doing something new, do you feel like it's harder to start over and not go down those trends and say, man, I got to stick away, I got to do something, I got to come out of the box and do something else different? Is it harder now or no for you?
Well, it's hard to do, especially if it's a full band, and also if the world already knows you by a certain sound. So what I had to do was definitely quite a transition. It took a long time, and I had to completely have a different band doing it. There was one Eyes of Noctum guitar player that tried to be a part of the Wes Cage stuff, but he couldn't handle it. So
yeah. So we're going to get to know Weston here. We're going to know you personally, because we're going to throw out the solo stuff out the window for just next few questions, man. If you could write an album equivalent to your favorite band's album, which album would that be possibly? If you can come close to any of your favorite band's album, which album would it be?
I would say Toxicity from System of a Down. That album, it just amazes me how that has been my favorite since the day I heard it, and literally like what is it now, like 20 years later, and it's still my favorite. It's just so, I mean, every track was brilliant on that.
Man, when you say 20 years, I go back and look at some of my CDs. I got back in high school and they're like 20, 30 years old. I'm going, oh my God, where did time go?
Yeah.
What the hell happened? It's like a blink of an eye, man. Jeez.
Wild.
I know it is. What's been your most memorable show that you've been a part of that you still can't believe that you were to this day, Wes? What's been one that's just blowed your mind away, possibly, if any?
I saw Septic Flesh perform one time with Cradle of Filth and Satyricon, and they I think this was in 2009. Yeah, and I honestly couldn't believe what I saw with Septic Flesh. These guys, part of me was like, oh man, I feel like, because I used to write music that kind of had that Egyptian Hellenic metal sound. I still do that, but in a more rock commercial metal sound. But I saw these guys playing that. I just feel like I understood every single thing that they were saying musically, and the intensity and orchestral background that they had was just phenomenal. I never seen anything like that, to the point to where even though I love Satyricon and Cradle of Filth tremendously, I was still thinking about Septic Flesh when they were done playing. You know, it's just.
If you could be a member in an iconic band and play one of their legendary shows, what band would it be and what show would it be?
Let's see, iconic band and play one of their shows. Well, oddly enough, and sometimes when I have long hair and there's some photos of people like, you kind of have an Ozzy vibe going on. Oddly, I do have a similar mid-range vocal to him sometimes. Like I can kind of sound very similar to him. So maybe Black Sabbath, I would like to do a track with them, maybe something like Crazy Train or Mr. Crowley.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. What's your thoughts on seeing Ozzy still today, still putting albums out, man? I mean, to me, I tell everybody, hey, don't knock it. You know, just say we're blessed to still get Ozzy albums, because we don't know what tomorrow holds.
Yeah, he's a very resilient, incredible man. Just what an impeccable artist. And then also as a, he's been sober for a very long time after having I mean, back in the 80s, people think it's bad now or with rock stars and rappers, but the amount of debauchery that was back in the 80s and 90s was far more intense, I think. And that man is still here, and he's healthy, and he's a family man, and he's a true inspiration. And I used to have an addiction problem, so he's both a hero to me musically, as an artist, as a person, and as a sober person.
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. I mean, nothing around right now compares to back in the day.
No way.
You're exactly right. Nothing.
The amount of I think it has to do too with how much more money companies had, like
Sure.
record labels or film companies. They had so much more they could throw around that was dispensable, and there was just an extra million laying around there that could be used for traveling to France just to say you did for lunch, come back and do cocaine.
Times have changed, my friend. Times have changed so bad. All right, folks. Solo artist Wes Cage has released his new single, The Wolf, via Pavement Entertainment. It was co-written with Keith Wallen from Breaking Benjamin. You want to get out and pick that single up right now? Wes, how can folks stay in touch with you? Buy this single, if you're going to put out an EP album, whatever, down the road, or just whatever you're doing. How can I keep up with you?
Well, I have this single out on iTunes. Also, my stuff will be on Spotify, and my Instagram at Weston Cage Coppola is a great place for staying current with what I'm doing, because I happen to post pretty diverse content of music, what movies I'm doing, and then also just my occasional philosophical posts, and also the kind of abstract and strange comedic videos that I post that people still wonder if I'm I think some people, there was one time where some people would watch some of those videos and I think they thought I was insane or something like that for a second, but it's pretty wild stuff.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. There's our podcast link and our YouTube link. And I definitely want you to go subscribe to that YouTube link if you like what I'm doing. And I hope you guys and gals do. Check out Wes Cage's new single, The Wolf, via Pavement Entertainment. Give this man a fair shot, folks. This is a pretty cool song, actually. He's done a really good job on this. And especially for somebody that comes from black metal to still kick ass on a radio friendly, that's huge, in my opinion. That's huge. So, Wes, thank you for doing this interview, man. I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I wish you the best as well.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.